Hi, welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines. Today I thought I'd talk about how I got rid of all my stuff when I up and moved and retired off here into Asia. And how did I do that? And and I'm sure, with everybody, when you get into thinking about that, it's kind of a problem. It's one of the biggest worries. What are you going to do with all that stuff, right along with what about your family? you know. But yeah. Luckily for me, I have a couple of daughters in Alaska. I had my youngest daughter just getting out of college, and she came back to the village. She was been in Fairbanks getting college for 3-4 years, I think, and then she was back, and it actually worked out great. When I decided I was moving to Asia, I didn't have that plan, so I didn't have that worry of what I was going to do with all my stuff. She had other plans at the time, and to be a teacher and travel off, but that kind of changed her plans. So it worked out in benefit of me for her to be back in the village, so then I could just get up and leave. And it wasn't much big. I had a 1-bedroom house. It's right on the bank of the Yukon River in western Alaska, right along the Bering Sea coast, about 70 miles inland from the Bering Sea. All the deadliest catch guys, they're out fishing in the Bering Sea. I was inland on the coast of that, on western Alaska, 450 miles west of Anchorage. But anyway, yeah, my house and I have 2 dogs. I have a wolf, about a half wolf and half lab, and then another Malamute dog. That one passed away. They had to put her down. She had cancer, I believe, since I had left. And I had, other than that, I had chickens. I had a chicken coop. I had 2 cats, both ironically from my one of them from my daughter, my daughter's cousin. So I adopted years ago, and I still have them for her. And then, other than just clutter, I have a boat. I had a fishing boat. I have a fishing permit and stuff, and a commercial fishing boat, a 24-footer. It needs in repair, and it's gonna need a new motor. They shut down our commercial fishery about 3 or 4 years ago, and we haven't been able to fish. The numbers have been low due to probably fishing out in the oceans is what I suspect. I don't think it's us. And I know it ain't us, because we always have to let the fish escapement go by to breed before we can ever fish. So I know it ain't us fishermen. But we're the quick one to blame for it. But anyway, that's the sad story of it. The fishing has been shut down, so I really don't have I have a permit card that should have been worth $67,000 at one time, but now it's almost worthless because it can't be used. There's no fishing. They're going to have to do a buyback program or something on it, or we all lose out maybe. That looks like what's happening. But anyway, that's a whole different rant. So anyway, I got my fishing permit, and I have a couple of $2,000 or $3,000 worth of nets, salmon fishing nets, full shackle of gear. They're gill nets. I hang my own nets. I buy the webbing and the cork line and the lead line and the ropes, and I tie my own float lines and lead lines and make my own nets. I've actually sold a few tie-in nets. I learned how to do that at a young age when I came to Alaska. So I've been fishing pretty much my whole life in Alaska, commercially and more commercially, and then in subsistence for our own food, So anyway, and I have those nets there too, all my subsistence nets. I left them. And then I had a 4-wheeler, which is an ATV. You guys call it an ATV. They're real popular in the villages of Alaska. That's what everybody uses out there. Most people don't have a car. They'll have a boat, a 4-wheeler, and a snow machine. That's what snowmobile you guys call them. We call them snow machines. So yeah, and then I had a 4-wheeler, and then I had a couple of old snow machines. This equipment's old. Like, the snow machines are like 30 years old. I just nursed them alive. They're my old trapping rigs that I've used just hardcore out using them for work, dragging logs and wood every day. They've just been workhorses that I've been managed to keep parts for and keep them going. It costs a lot of money, to have anything shipped in there. So I had 2 snow machines, half junk. They're still running, sort of, I guess. And she had some herself, so I left that with her. And then what else did I have a truck. I had a I think it's a 1990 F-150. It had big tires and a lift kit on. Maybe I'll put it in the thumbnail, it'll be on there. It is a nice truck. I really like it. It was old though. It was like 30 years old, but it was a nice half-ton 350 or half-ton F-150 anyway. It's pretty, had the long bed though. That's kind of sucky, but it is what I needed at the time. I used it to haul loads of antlers, sold antlers, so I hauled loads of antler with it. That's the only reason I used it. We only had a road, and I had to get that truck shipped in there from Fairbanks at like I think it's like 900 miles away. The truck cost me $3,000 used in Anchorage. I had a guy buy it for me, but the shipping from Fairbanks was another $3,000 on a barge down to the village where I lived on the river. So it cost $6,000 to get a truck, which is still a pretty good deal. It costs a lot more than that now, I know that. But anyway, so that I had a truck and yeah, my boats, snow machine, four-wheelers, the chickens, the dogs. And I had a business. I had an Amazon business where I was manufacturing moose antler dog chews, and I asked them, any of her brothers and sisters, if they wanted to keep the business going, and none of them really had an interest. She was busy. She works. She has a good job, real good jobs. Had a couple of them and many opportunities there for her right now, so she wasn't real keen on doing it, and I just kind of shut them down. I tried to shut my Amazon business. I told them to actually destroy all my inventory. And they did most of it except the cheapest one I have. They didn't destroy that one, and they kept that one, and they've been selling it. And I had removed my credit card information and everything, so they haven't been paying me for it. And it came up just the other day. I finally, from here in Thailand, I was able to access my Amazon account, recover my account from here, and I was able to get paid this last pay. So they paid me $140 for some dog chews that I had sitting there. I should have left them all there, but I was retired and I didn't want to have too much income shown to where they'd cut me off. So I told them I was just going to shut my business down is what I wanted to do. And I did mostly. I didn't sell anything. But as of now, my Amazon business is still open. From now, if I could send some inventory, I could continue selling right now from Thailand, it looks like. So I wondered about doing that, but I figured I'm just retired. I don't want to. But yeah, maybe. So that's another thing I left. And I also bought antler. I was able to buy and sell antler too. That was another business I had there. So nobody there I really was interested in that. And that was a real hard situation. You had to move a lot of heavy antler, like tons of antler. And with our road blows in, we just had a short road to the airport, and it blows in with snow in the winter, and they don't plow it. So even my road don't get plowed. My only access to my house to get to the village in town is a snow machine in the winter time because the road's full of snow. My truck just sits there. I can't haul antler with it even. It's just, they can't keep up with it. The snow's too deep, blows in every day, and they just can't keep up with it. So that was them are the stuff I left. And other than that, that's pretty much all I did. And luckily, I had a bunch of guns I wanted to get rid of, and I kind of sold some of those. I sold some wolf traps. I didn't want those laying around. I kept one that had a sentimental value, but I had some number 9 Mannings or Alaskan number 9 wolf traps. I didn't want nobody playing with those. I got rid of those. But basically just that and a few guns. Left a few guns with what my daughter would need. I left her with those 30-06, 22 mag, 22 pistol, maybe a pistol, a shotgun. So that was all she needs for moose and goose hunting and stuff. So yeah, basically I just left her with everything, and I made sure I signed everything into her name too. I told her, you draw up paperwork and I'll sign everything over to you to make sure it's yours, and there's never no. And if I die, my permit automatically goes to her. But when it starts fishing again, I may go back some year to fish once more, or I may just turn it over to her. She don't have a lot of fishing experience, but she's got a boyfriend, and between them they can figure it out, I'm sure. So they have a fishing business too if it ever starts up again. I'm considering doing it too, just for fun. If I get bored here, I may go back, but it's not looking like it's ever going to happen in my lifetime, probably not. So I'm going to see what's going to happen. They may just take the permits back, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen so far. But anyway, that's how I was able to just bail out. Luckily, I had a daughter, and I stay in touch with her. We chat. It's easy enough to. And I told her she should come here and visit, and that's kind of the plan. Someday have her come and visit, and that would be fun. She'd be a lot funner here than Alaska where she is now. Or me going back, it'd be funner for her to come over here. And that's kind of the plan. We chat on WhatsApp anytime we want. She's happy. She's got a new lifestyle going, and she's living close to nature like I was. And it warms my heart to see my daughter living kind of in my footsteps, because it's a hard life out there. It's not easy. It's on the edge of town, on the edge of the wilderness. You have to fly in to get there 450 miles. So it's not an easy life. You don't have all the comforts. You don't have water and sewer. It's kind of has a well. It's living close to the land, has a garden. I left her a shop. It has a shop all with tools, welders, and all the kind of things she can need to fix things. Generator she needs if the power ever goes out. There's freezers to store food, and the Eskimo people there are pretty good about how to store food and putting away berries, fish, and moose meat and stuff. And there's plentiful there's fish right there. She's right on the river. She can get wood right on the river. There's plenty of geese and waterfowl to eat. There's swans, cranes, rabbits, jackrabbits. There's lots of everything. Ptarmigan. They can eat there. If they were to turn off the government today, those people would still be able to live. They'd be suffering, be hard life, back to the hard Eskimo life, but they have all the resources available to do it. But anyway, I'm getting off on a different rant here. I'll talk about Alaska sometime if you guys want to hear more on that subject. I got all kinds of stuff I can tell you. But anyway, I was able to just plop everything in my daughter's lap and fly away from it, including the dogs and cats. That was my biggest worry. What was I going to do with my beloved pets? I kind of wanted to bring them, but it couldn't feasible to do it. And she's grown to love them too, of course. The cat's her favorite now, she says. So, and they were her cats to begin with when they were smaller, so that's kind of, I kept them alive for all these years. They're getting old, so. Well, anyway, it is getting along, but that's how I ended up being able to bail out. A lot of you guys are going to have that problem. You're going to really be stressing about how to deal with that. I guess best thing you can do, I don't know, make sure for one, before I did it, I visited many times. I visited the Philippines, and it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't my final destination, it looks like. So yeah, do your research before you sell everything. I don't want to encourage anybody to get rid of everything, but yeah, eventually it'll come to that. If you decide and where you're going to do it, and if you're going to do it for sure, either get rid of everything. If you have somebody that can watch things for you, like a child or a brother or something, have them watch your house until you're sure for a year. Maybe I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure, and I kind of got no way to go back right now. I could have put my daughter out by going back and move her out of the house. So yeah, it's encouraging me to see the world too. So it can work both ways. Well, anyway, I hope it all works out. Whatever you guys can plan and figure out for your junk pile, it sure can be a headache. Well, good luck. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.